following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Michael Russo said the Canucks want Rossi. Well, what's his name? Marco Rossi. Michael Russo, Marco Rossi. Tomato, potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Okay, let's...
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. My name is Kyle Bowen, and we are over here at the Don't Doze Art Lab, talking about an interview that legendary Minnasota Wild reporter Michael Russo did with, was it Canucks Lunch? Canucks Talk? Thomas Drance, Jamie Dodd, right? Michael Russo reporting on the behalf of the Minnasota Wild, saying a couple of things, right? Most importantly, he doesn't know why the Minnasota Wild, a team that apparently, allegedly, assumingly, according to him, has developed three top six centers in their history in that thing called the NHL, why that franchise would want to trade Marco Rossi this time around, right? Right after a 60-point season, right after back-to-back 20-goal seasons. Guy's 23. The guy apparently is a dog. He works hard. He's small, but he's a dog. He's small, but he's a dog. He's small. He's a chihuahua, but he's a dog. So, yeah, if you catch my drift, Bill Guerin doesn't want to give him the big bucks because he doesn't know if he's a playoff player. So, yeah, that's why Marco Rossi is on the block. And Michael Russo did also mention that the Canucks, your Canucks, are interested. And here are my thoughts, man. Because the Canucks are not only interested, they're desperate. Right? That's why Marco Rossi, a player that Minnesota probably needs based on what they have. That's why a type of guy like that is on the trade block, because he may not be what legitimate teams want. When it comes to their budget, their allocation, and a top two center. Bill Guerin not convinced. Not a lot of faith in Marco Rossi. Apparently, he declined a 5-year, $25 million deal. He wants more. He wants, Matt Boldy type of money. He wants that type of a second contract. Again, has put up a lot of points. Again, as a dog, apparently his fantasy stats are looking good. But, the playoffs are telling Bill Guerin that he's not a guy that you want, again, to give that much money to. And, this is what happens, right? When the Oilers and the Florida Panthers make the finals back-to-back years, you want to be bigger. Right? Girth matters. And I know we live in a time where sizeism, it can't be a thing, right? 2025, let's not go there, right? People have put in a lot of work for the small person, the short king, to prevail. But man, the NHL playoffs, especially in the last couple of years, the cream of the crop, they're big, they're strong, they're in your face. Yes, in your face. And let's touch on that, again, Marco Rossi, apparently a dog. We got people in the comments saying the same thing. He probably tries really hard. He probably does his thing. But is he in your face? I'm telling you, the Sam Bennett thing, it's a real thing. Teams want that guy to be their second-line center. And Marco Rossi, you trade for him. You give up a lot of assets to get that RFA, and then you got to pay him a lot of money. And this is the same dude that got demoted to the third line, for the Minnesota Wild against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. this playoffs, and it's scary. It's scary. Yes, the Canucks are desperate. They don't know if they have a number 1 seed. They don't know if they have a number 2 seed. And next season matters, right? It's impressed Quinn Hughes. But giving up assets for Marco Rossi, in my opinion, based on my eye test, based on my perspective, based on what this team ultimately needs and needs to replace in JT Miller, I'm sorry. For somebody who is small, yes, I'm 6 foot, but I'm still small. I'm 5'11", actually, but I'm still small. I should be on the size, or on the side, I'm sorry, of those who lack size and girth and whatnot. Because, again, size don't matter to me, but I completely understand some of the concern and some of the worry about where this desperation may lead. Because, again, we may give up a lot for a guy who got demoted in a playoff series and now wants Matt Boldy type of money. Live with that sentence. I'm sorry, we're not comfortable there. We haven't been there a lot of times. But I want playoff type players. I'd rather overpay for Sam Bennett than overpay for Marco Rossi. How many games of Marco Rossi have I watched in my whole entire life? Maybe 3, 2, 1. I don't know. But I'm scared. But apparently the Canucks are interested in, I don't know what they'd give up. Is this a Philip Peronic for Marco Rossi type of thing that happens? I'm going to say maybe. Is this 1-for-1 Tom Molander for Marco Rossi? I'm going to say maybe. You know who's going to be a playoff type player? I guarantee it's going to be Tom Molander. But you got to give to get, and the Canucks have a hole. A fascinating interview, courtesy of, again, Michael Russo and Sportsnet. Again, Marco Rossi, Michael Russo. Bro, it's probably best for that city for those two to separate because, come on, okay? It's hard to say. Tongue twisters, they're dangerous. Anyways, let's get to some comments. This one comes from Calvin. Okay, having small forwards in the center is not something you want. TNT would be a better option. What's TNT? Okay, Dan Jardine saying Hronek is more valuable than Rossi, but we are desperate. It's making me think. Look at this comment. I like this, okay? All in on Tage Thompson. I'm down. I'm down. In my opinion, he's elite. In my opinion, if he's playing over Chris Kreider for Team USA, they're probably beating us. Would you guys do Elias Pettersson for Tage Thompson? I don't know. Is there a way to get Tage Thompson without giving up Elias Pettersson? I don't know. But I'm looking into that. Okay? Next comment. This one comes from David, okay? Will Coolie, 100%. Again, who would you rather have, Marco Rossi or Will Coolie? Let me know in the comments, because, again, I already told you I'd rather overpay for Sam Bennett than Marco Rossi. And this guy right here, David, is saying Will Coolie. I think David is saying I'd rather have Will Coolie and overpay for him than overpay for Marco Rossi. And again, guys, come on. I'm the guy who's getting insecure because apparently they're going to add sizes to rubbers in, hey, safe, you know what? Saves life. You know what I'm saying, okay? So I'm insecure about size in a lot of ways and where the world is going. But, yo, I'm scared. I'm scared of lacking that. Also coinciding with what Pettersson showed us in last year's playoffs and just not having that girth, man. We just got rid of JT Miller. You know who would look splendid in the playoffs? I know JT Miller. He proved it last year for a bit. You know who would look splendid on Florida? JT Miller. I want that prototype of player down the middle. Marco Rossi, man. come on. I don't know. It's going to cost a lot. Hey, I'm down to be proven wrong. Maybe this guy is, I don't know, someone that defies the odds, right? Martin St. Louis down the middle. Can do it in the playoffs. Can be clutch. Again, is a dog, a chihuahua, right? Has that compete. But, he gets demoted to the fourth line. Hey, wrongfully so, according to Michael Russo, but he got demoted to the fourth line for the Minnasota Wild in a playoff series this year. I call that the Florida effect, man, and the Vegas effect, and the Tampa Bay effect. Well, actually, I mean, come on, Braden Point, Marco Rossi. Is there a comparison there? Can somebody do the math? Is like Marco Rossi that dog, like that type of dog, just needs more patience? Should we get Marco Rossi? Am I wrong on this? Who knows? And let's go. Let's end off with this. Okay, Bennett looks like a superstar in the playoffs. And Dan Jardine saying Bennett is a superstar in the playoffs. I would argue that Bennett is the superstar, I'm sorry, in the playoffs. Okay, Sam Bennett just changing the game. Correct me if I'm wrong and shut me up if you want, but it's like he's kind of turning into the prototypical number 2 center. Okay, not every team has the Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid thing, right? And we're seeing what Sam Bennett's done in 3 straight playoffs. Like, oh, that guy's the guy. And I'm sorry, you know who I compared to Sam Bennett? If put in the right position and also got help up the lineup? It's JT Miller. I wonder what the playoffs looked like last year if Pettersson is elite. And Miller can just be JT Miller and not be the only guy in the top 6. Down the middle, bringing it. Because again, Bennett's allowed to do what he has to do, and is allowed to be more free and not have all that pressure because Barkov is bringing it every night. And Lundell is bringing it every night. Now let's get to the last comment. And look at this. This comes from Greener, okay, saying Rossi was also developed by our new assistant coach, Brett McLean. Is there a tie in there? Maybe. Again, I just want to leave Canucks fans with this. It might happen. It might happen in the next couple of weeks. Like, Michael Russo, for him to link the Canucks and the Minnasota Wild and the Marco Rossi thing, I don't think that's nothing. I really don't. And again, Michael Russo, I got to add this. He's watched thousands of Marco Rossi games, okay? Hundreds, whatever, 150, whatever the math is. This guy sounded like the biggest fan of Marco Rossi, so you should just listen to him and not listen to me. I'm just scared of the size and the things I haven't seen. But I'm judgmental right now. I'm pessimistic. I'm scared. I'm basing this off of the Florida Panthers. I'm copy Panther syndrome. I'm sorry. Marco Rossi could be the right guy. Again, Michael Russo said all the right things. Again, I just want to be bigger, man. I've dreamt of being bigger my whole life. And I've actually, I don't know if I want to go there, but I just, size, man. It's a scary thing for me, man. It's always just, it's daunting. That's the right word. You ever just look at yourself in the mirror? And shake your head, man? Size, man. Okay, you know what? My name's Kyle Bowen. One left to the Don't Does Art Lab. Marco Rossi, do you want him in the Vancouver Canucks? Am I an idiot? Is Kyle Bowen an idiot? Let me know down below. What's the trade package? It's going to be a lot. But yeah, Marco Rossi linked to the Vancouver Canucks. It might happen. And it is what it is, right? Yeah, if it does happen, I'm going to support the guys and he'll be my second favorite player of all time. Right? Right under, Todd Bertuzzi. But, yeah, Marco Rossi. You guys want him or not? Thanks for listening. Hit the like button, subscribe. Go Panthers, go. We the South. We the South. We the South. Remember, we the South. We the South. We the South. Go Panthers, go. Puck the Oilers. Peace.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.